So I wanted to talk about Tarnished Truth Distillery and their high rye.
Huh.
So, Tarnished Truth, it does come out of, as I said, Virginia Beach, Virginia. It is not widely available around the country. They have very small distribution because most of the product they make, they sell through their gift shop and or at the hotels on property. So they do a decent amount of volume, but it's mostly because they're at, this massive, massive hotel that they're based out of, the Cavalier. They're out of the largest Marriott hotel in Virginia Beach, and then the Embassy Suites. And between all the conventions and weddings and events that they have, they go through a fair amount of product on this campus. So it was interesting to see that. But I got to try their 3-year-old high rye high rye, and I was hoping for a straight rye. This was technically a high rye straight bourbon. So the mash bill on it was 60% corn, 36% rye, and 4% barley. And it was a 3-year-old high rye bourbon. And I will admit, for being a 3-year-old rye / bourbon, I was impressed with the amount of character to it. I didn't get to see their aging facilities and figure out, are they using smaller barrels or how they're doing it? I'm assuming they are. But a lot of character to it. It did have a little bit of a musty tone because of how they were making their rye. Rye is a very finicky grain during the distillation and fermentation process. So it's definitely one.
Yeah, we learned that with the Whistle Pig one.
Absolutely.
I had the night that we found out we were having Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was really excited. And yeah, not good.
Yeah. So the Whistle Pig, I would say, is a very extreme case of that musty tone to a rye. This was maybe a third of that musty level, but it was noticeable to me once it opened up and aired out some, that dissipated, and it had a lot of kind of a leather tannic approach to it, a lot of baking spices, really, really well-rounded whiskey. Now, I will say what surprised me was the cost, because it is a smaller distillery. They're doing smaller production, so I understand the cost was going to be higher. But for a 3-year-old high rye straight bourbon, it was $60 a bottle. And I was like, for $60 a bottle, that seems a bit much. I don't know if it was quite worth that. I would give it overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, a solid 5.5, maybe even a 6. Definitely a whiskey I would reapproach. And if you happen to be in the greater Virginia Beach area, I highly recommend checking it out. But if you are searching it out, I would not by any means pay the secondary market prices. I saw prices north of $150 to $200 for this same 3-year-old whiskey. And there is no stretch of imagination I would ever tell somebody to spend over $150 on a 3-year-old whiskey. So
that seems like a lot of implied value.
Yeah.
Like you can only get it here, kind of thing. Like,
yes. So
I think they know what they're doing. Yeah.
Yes. So on that regard, if you can get it, especially get a glass of it at one of these hotels, totally worth trying. It was great to sip on it, learn a little bit about the character and the history and everything. But overall, I would definitely not recommend secondary pricing. If you feel like splurging as a memento of your trip, it's a good way to bring something home.